And now this was, of course, Argentina's first World Cup win since 1986, when Diego Maradona lifted the trophy in Mexico. Freya Chapman has more from Buenos Aires.
The final won by Argentina. I mean, look at this. Messi has won his first ever World Cup. That puts him on the same level as Maradona.
Why don't we go out of this world instead, though, which is exactly what's happened, Frey, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, great news for the US this morning. Of course, first time in over 50 years that they have sent a mission up into space. Essentially, the reason why they want to do this is to see if they could possibly use the moon as a jumping pad, so to speak.
An outpost.
An outpost, to then go on to go and explore Mars. So could they use things like water to turn into fuel to get them there?
Former President Donald Trump narrowly escaped being assassinated on Saturday night. He managed to escape with just a clip of the ear. However, there were some much more serious casualties. The gunman who was shot at the scene after this had happened, a 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Cooks. And then we have Corey Contempora, who was a 50-year-old man. He was a volunteer fireman, and he jumped in front of his family to protect them when he heard the shots going off. He sadly lost his life.
What a different picture it is here today, isn't it? This is where the celebrations and the match has been played out yesterday. Completely calm today, but that is going to change tomorrow. Why? Because the Argentina team are on the way home. They're going to do a massive parade through the city centre. The strikes in Hollywood are most certainly being felt here in the UK, even here in rural Buckinghamshire, where they should be filming Wicked. Now, everything's at a standstill. We should be seeing munchkins running in and out of thatched roofed houses in multicolours. We should be seeing these cranes moving and creating the sets, but we're not. And the reason why we're not is because of the strikes in Hollywood, strikes of writers and of actors. The cabin started then to depressurise. Very, very, very dangerous. We've been speaking to people who were on that flight since Friday here at Sky News, and they have told us they were absolutely terrified. Now this morning, we've heard that part of the door that had flown off has now been found in somebody's garden in Portland.
We only know him as Bob.
Yeah, we only know him as Bob, which is quite a comic side to the story, but of course behind that is this really quite terrifying.
So as a result, Alaskan Airlines grounded all of their aircraft, or these particular aircraft, for now.
Yeah, they have done, but they're
what
actually...
about other airlines that fly these planes?
Well, so they're actually saying that now they're going to be putting these back on, and the people who are in charge saying they haven't found actually any particular safety concerns there. I mean, if this isn't a safety concern, then what is?
The eyes to the right, 103. The nose to the left, 363.
Less than 3 weeks after walking into number 10, Sir Keir Starmer faced his first rebellion last night. 7 Labour MPs on the left of the party, joining the likes of the SNP, Plaid Cymru, the Lib Dems and Jeremy Corbyn to vote against the government in a controversial vote on the two-child benefit cap.
I was in Parliament in 2015 when it was introduced, and I condemned it and voted against it then. It's really iniquitous. It's forced large numbers of children into poverty and caused real hardship. So I believe we should get rid of it at the first opportunity, and that's why I'll be voting for the SNP amendment.
The PM's response? A demonstration of power. Earlier pressure from the House failed to force a U-turn by Starmer, and a reported threat of suspension saw the potential rebellion reduced from dozens to a handful. The message from Starmer? His party was clear: they'll not be reversing the two-child benefit cap. Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall yesterday stuck by the party line, maintaining Labour could not fund scrapping the benefit right now.
People have rightly raised this issue. We know the evidence about its impact, but we were, as you know, we were elected promising that we would only make commitments when we show how we can fund them.
The Prime Minister is setting his mark for future votes. The question is whether this show of force will curb any future rebellions. Freya Chappell, Sky News.